God, I know you've been in my life, but let me actually properly understand who I am in you. My name is Yxng and this is Inspire Dynasty.
Come on. You know, I've been inspired and I hope I continue inspiring the rest. So big shout out to Jordan.
You're a big church guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, big God's person, should I say.
Yeah.
How did you kind of get into it?
Just living life, like I got tired of just doing life, like no kind of purpose, no meaning. I was just a bit confused, I didn't know direction, clarity. It was just a lot of, just wasn't making sense. And then it literally just left me to the point where it's like, God, I know you've been in my life, but let me actually properly understand who I am in you and properly take you in and walk in this freely and just the fullness of everything. So when I made that decision, things started to become clearer. Like it was just weird from such a conscious decision that a lot has changed. Like again, understanding, purpose, clarity, all these things that were already there for me in it, but it's just that it wasn't in the places I was looking in. It was in the places where I was avoiding, to be honest. And then a lot has happened since then. That it's just like I look back at life, and it's like raw. Like it's only God in it. I don't know what else to say. So,
that's a massive jump though for someone to, you know, in this kind of like day and age, you would say, where everything is more socially conditioned. You know, now you have to kind of like what's the biggest difference you've seen from when you was, let's say, non-religion, should I say that, non-religion, to now?
Just I'm a much more common person. There's a lot more, like I show grace to people. I proper just love, even if they don't have love for me in it, I'm just going to show love to them because I don't know what a man's been through, what someone else has been through. My act of love to them can change around their whole life kind of thing, to now allow them to know what love really is. Because a lot of people, they grow up in broken homes, they just get surrounded with toxic people. And it's like, if I can show them the love and allow them to know that this is love, you haven't experienced this, but I'm going to show you how to experience it. And it's a nice feeling, and they want others to feel that, so it just spreads in it.
This could be an interesting conversation because I really wanted to speak to someone who was like kind of really focused. I was speaking to a friend on the phone who was telling me when I want to pray to God, I should do it in the most humble kind of way ever. It's kind of like you have to be humble when you speak to God. If that makes sense. Is that the same with you, or?
To be honest, God loves everyone in it. Like speak to God. Everyone's different in it. They've all got different ways. Whether a man wants to be on his knees, someone wants to be on their bed, someone wants to stand, like going to work. Like just God's always present in it. He's always listening. He's always talking to us. It's not like we have to kind of work to obtain such things because Jesus already did everything for us to be able to obtain everything in it. So He's created the way for us now. So in essence, it's His works that's finished, not our works that's ongoing in it. So it allows us to live in that and the freedom and the grace and the love and the mercy. Everyone's different in it. Like I grew up, not even within my household, but just like people around me were kind of like, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. But now as I properly understand what this is, it's like that's still bondage in a sense, but God has called us to live in freedom. And there's just many different ways to go around things in it, but at the end of the day, it's just we talk, God listens, He hears, He replies.
We live.
If
you were to give me 2 words that describes you, either by principle, something you stand for, or something that people can relate to you if they say that word.
A grafter, and someone who's just full of love, to be honest. Like, as I say,
you're a grafter and a lover.
Just trying to show love to everyone, man. Like,
what are you saying? Money or love?
Huh?
Money or love? Don't lie. Don't lie.
Love, I can't lie to you. You know, I don't. Money's just a byproduct, innit? Obviously, love. Someone in that situation in itself, someone could say money. Let's take this to like a real life example. Someone could chase the money over the love, but then there's only that limitation of the proximity of what they've set before themselves. But people, they don't like to think like kind of long term kind of thing. But if you go for the love, it allows you to make more of what else is to come kind of thing. Innit? So obviously that's just a very long direct answer. A lot of people just think of it as either or, but for me it's this and then what happens after, this and then what happens after. But
definitely. So what have you noticed in the fashion game? You know, is a lot of people doing it for love, or are they doing it for money? What do you think? You don't have to name people. I don't think you should, but like, what are the like red flags when you start to see, and how do you identify?
For a lot of people, like for example, when I started, it's like 2 years ago now, there was a lot of other people that started as well, but my sole purpose was, I love this. I love giving people clothes that they can just wear and feel like and know that, raw, this is mad, like, this compares to the X, Y, and Zs of that are dominating the game kind of thing. and just to like give people value in it, just value exchange, make people feel good in what they're wearing. So it was a lot deeper than just what am I receiving from this. It was more what can I give. But for a lot of people, it's what can I receive. And it's now when it comes from a point of when you start something, it's never about you receiving, it's about what you can give. But for a lot of people, when they start and they're not receiving anything, that draws them back now because that was the sole purpose that they've gone into it for. Which is now why you see a lot of people, they just stop, they draw back, they just don't get involved anymore. And that's something I saw heavy, like I saw a lot of people come and go. And it's like the people that went, they all went for the same reason kind of thing. Like I would speak to some people and they just tell me it's not working out, they're not making enough bread. But in essence, that's everyone's story in it, and still ongoing for a lot of people. But it's just the fact of understanding it's a process and it's a journey. You make the sacrifices now, reap the benefits later. Yeah, it's literally just a story.
How long have you been running Inspire Dynasty for?
2 years now. 2 years.
2 years now?
Yeah, 2 years.
So in terms of growing and creating value for the customers at the same time, what steps should a brand owner or someone who is looking to put themselves out there, what should they take? Because you know, in this day and age now, everyone's doing the same thing, but it's about who does it the most standout. You know what I'm trying to say? Quality and that. Obviously, when you make it clothes, you guarantee your quality and everything. But from product to customer, over those 2 years, what process? What have you been doing?
I think just like being of service to people. Like I just let people contact me whenever. It's very personal kind of thing. So I engage with a lot of people on my personal account as well, not just with the brand. So I get myself involved as well, and it allows them to feel value, gratification, like small things like replying to people's comments that it makes them feel like, like he knows I'm here kind of thing, that I'm appreciated. I think as well, just giving value. Like one thing I do a lot, or that I have a service available to people, is that I let them design like whatever they want kind of thing. So they could design the tracksuit, they could design the top, a hoodie, like anything that they wanted kind of thing in it. But obviously we'll just have our logo on it kind of thing. And not a lot of people do that because it's not cost effective, I'm not gonna lie. You allow the people to feel valued and now they stay with you longer. So it creates a relationship which goes on to benefit you and the other person more long term wise in it. Short term it might be a loss, but obviously it's a lesson and you move forward with that and you just turn it into a W.
Definitely. I've seen you on social media with Maya Jama, that was the first time. I've seen you with Talisa, that was, and then I saw Bane with Inspire Dynasty.
Come on. Getting me a sweaty tracky, can't even lie, quality looking pattern. You already know, Bane way over there.
I'll ask you 2 questions. Out of all 3 of them, which one was harder to reach, and which one did you think came to like, oh wow, like this is amazing kind of thing? Think carefully.
I've got 2 answers, you know, I can't lie. The Maya Jama one was blessed in it, but it was very like, there wasn't really much to it kind of thing, like it was cool in it. But the Talisa one was very, very mad because I was in the gym in it. I was going back to the gym at these times, and 2 guys in that gym, they own a brand called Profit and Loss, that's owned by like 50 Cent, Yxng, like a lot of people in it. So I didn't know this at the time, but I would always see them wear hats, so I approached them. I was like you guys like hats? Like I've got a clothing brand, and they were like, yeah, this is ours. I was like, bro, I'm mad. So we started to link up. They would invite me to their house like every week kind of thing, just to talk. We would have meetings, they would just give me advice kind of thing. And then one week they invited me to their house, it was summer 2018, I think in August, they invited me to their house. I think I came from like, I went to Kiss 100 that day as well, and I come back to Ends. And they said I could come to their house, they wanted to talk to me. But I didn't know that Talisa was also coming to their house, because I was meant to come and I was meant to leave before she came kind of thing, because they had just 2 different meetings kind of thing. But obviously I got there now, I'm just thinking this is calm, this is cool, like we're talking, we're chopping it up, and then my guy received a phone, because he was running a bit late as well, so obviously I'm here, but realistically if we kept according to time I should have been gone. But obviously I'm still here because we're just talking, we're chopping it up, and then he gets a phone call, and he's like, oh yeah, like I'm on my way, how far are you kind of thing. And I was like, bro, who's that? And he was like, Talisa. I was like, what? I was like, what? He was like, I was at the end of one. He was like, yeah, like she's coming here because one of them is a music producer in it, and he's signed to Warner Music, so he just works with a lot of cool people in it. So he told me that she's coming to the house, they're going to do work together. I was like, bro, I'm mad. So obviously I'm here now, like, this is mad, like, because I wasn't even going to come to his house because I was just tired in it.
It's an opportunity still, yeah.
I just went, and then I was like, bro, this is mad. So obviously she came out, she's blessed in it, like she just gave me a like, mad hug. She just had very deep conversations with me, a lot of transparency. as if like she known me for a long time in it, which has been very transparent. And then I had to go in it because I was gonna go kick ball with my people, and then we took a picture. She followed me on the gram, gave me a personal email, and I just exchanged a lot in it. So I was blessed. The Bane one was mad as well because we've known like a lot of people between us for a while in it, but it was just never a thing. These kind of things, I can't really. I don't really like to ask my people for favors kind of thing in it, because I prefer to just let me get it myself and let me learn how to do this so that it carries longevity for it. And there's something like you can teach a man how to fish, or you can catch a fish for him. But if you catch a fish for him, it's only going to last that time. But if you teach him how to fish, it's going to last a lifetime in it. So obviously, I've learned throughout this process. So what happened now was that one of my guys, I think I've been trying to contact Bane for a while, like personally in it, but obviously it's not happening because he just got a lot of people trying to message him, all that kind of stuff in it. So one of my guys, that I became friends with at a later stage in it, I think I'm friends with him. He done a dance video for the launch of my brand in it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So that's 2017, but this is like 2018 now, 2019, 2018. Obviously 2018, like we're cool. So it's 2 years later now that I'm just like, this is mad, like there's a purpose behind us coming together kind of thing. So he shouts me, he's like, he's going to dance for Bane on tour. Like, is there anything I want to kind of just give him kind of thing in it? So I was like, yeah, like mad. Let me give him a tracksuit and that. So gave him the tracksuit, and obviously he just sent the video back to me, Bane saying like, thank you, like proper mentioned my name, just said like he liked it and all that kind of stuff in it. And then he gave my guy a personal message as well. But it was mad because that was the second time. We had an account before, but it was just nothing like the second one in it. So it was just like all right time and right place. And I say that time as well, I didn't have to do anything. That's what I say. This happened in the transition that I made when I proper started to live for God in it, because I was trying to do that beforehand, but it just wasn't working kind of thing in it. So I left it now, and it just came back to me in it when I just put God first. So yeah, it's mad still.
That's your journey though, man.
Yeah, bro, it's mad.
That's the journey. You know, obviously it's the, what do they say? It's not the destination, it's the journey. What's your destination looking like right now? So we're entering 2020 right now. Yeah. How was your Christmas, by the way?
No, it's blessed.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Well, obviously we're entering 2020 soon. What's your goal for 2020?
Do you know what? Just
for
to
Inspire Dynasty and for you personally.
For me, I would say just to, like, it's deep in it, like it will go so deep, but I think the fundamental basis starts with me just embracing the things that people kind of turn an eye to, like adversity, taking L's, you know, just I want to embrace that even more, because I find that's where the most growth is.
For sure.
And if not for all of that, I wouldn't be where I am today, kind of thing, because I wouldn't have learned lessons, I wouldn't have made mistakes that would have allowed me to be able to guide people, you know, like, so when a lot of people come to me and they ask me questions, I can only know these answers because of what I've been through in it, and I felt now because of the bullet I took, you can now avoid that bullet, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would say ultimately the goal is just to continue growing, expanding into more countries, just bigger and better all the time, to be honest. But yeah.
How do you scale your personal growth and how do you scale your business growth?
It's mad one. I think personal, like, so I made a decision this year to start like reading a lot. Okay. Because I used to hate reading books, but now I love reading books. Like I'm reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Just a lot of different things that I'm learning in it. And I think as well, just the people that I've got around me kind of thing now is that I spend time with like a lot of older people in it. So it's like me being my age, they're able to kind of guide me through the mistakes that they made and now speak life into me in it. But even with that, all the time, not everyone's going to be around all the time. So more time, you're still going to have to be on your ones kind of thing and just go through it. But it's just nice to kind of have, if need be in it, like obviously we're busy, like we're doing whatever we're doing, everyone's busy in it, like, but if we can chop it up and if we can help one another, and it's nice because it's a two-way relationship, and it's not like just like they're feeding into me, like I'm feeding into them in it. And sometimes it's like one of my guys in it, his name's Patrick, he owns Dress Code Nation. So, but he's like a big brother to me kind of thing in it. But he was telling me like, I was like just telling him like, you inspire me a lot, like you know me. Like he's telling me like, you're the one that's inspiring me. And that man's like 30, so for a 30-year-old man to tell a 21-year-old man that is just mad, like that's when I deep, wow, it's good, isn't it? That's good, man.
So just for the people watching who don't know about Inspire Dynasty, if you can tell us quickly and effectively, what does Inspire Dynasty mean? What should people take in when they hear Inspire Dynasty?
Just a dynasty inspiring a generation. A dynasty is like a group of rulers in it. So for me, it's like if you're a part of this, if you support me, if you're buying stuff, if you're wearing it, if you're reposting stuff, like if you've just got love for the brand, like you're a part of that dynasty, and we just go on to just dominate and inspire the world, man, and show people that it's a very personal thing for me as well, innit? Because I want to show people that you can come from somewhere and not be known by anyone, and just be from nothing to become someone from somewhere who has a name and is known, kind of thing, innit? Because I feel like a lot of people, they listen to outside voices, other opinions, like you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, instead of listening above their own voice, innit? And I feel like that's why a lot of people, if they can see someone who has come from what they've come from to go to where they maybe want to go to, kind of thing, that it will now inspire them and give them hope and just inspire them, innit? So for me, it's just about living my truth to bring out truth in others, if that makes sense. So if someone can say to me, like when people are telling me, or just seeing you do what you do is just giving me life to just go on and push on and really chase my dreams, it's like, it means a lot, kind of thing, innit? But yeah, just to inspire the world, just show people anything and everything is possible, and just to be a role model for the world, man.
In terms of 2020 for your brand, tell us what we should look forward to.
I'm gonna, a lot more releases, a lot more just like stepping things up, kind of thing, innit? Like, there's a lot of stuff I'm working on now that are just gonna put the brand in just a completely different space now. Gonna offer a lot of value to people, just things that benefit others more than it would maybe benefit myself, kind of thing, innit? Just for the sake of bettering and just making people feel like, yeah, like you are valued, this is for you, like it's not about me, this is literally all about you. Yeah, just a lot more releases, a lot more growth, and yeah, man.
Okay, for growth, where can we find you for socials and Insta?
Me or the brand?
You and your brand.
Instagram, Jordan Inspire, Twitter, Jordan Adelakan, Instagram for Inspire Dynasty, and the Twitter, Inspire Dynasty as well. So it's the same handles. My name is Jordan Adelakan and this is Inspire Dynasty.